to. It's full of colors and smiling faces and so much innovation and technology. And your food is amazing. It's so good. There's a reason why Indian food is one of the top foods in the world. India is truly incredible. On my travels around in the past couple days, I saw something equally as vibrant and fascinating. I saw the heart of Truecaller. And Truecaller, it's an app for people who are busy, yes, but it's also for people who are just trying to get through their everyday lives. I talked to small business owners and merchants, mothers, students, and I even talked to my bellhop at the hotel. And they all had something amazing to say about how Truecaller helped them in their daily life. So that is why we're here today, to show you a new way to stay ahead with Truecaller, because the people and the stories are the essence of what is Truecaller. So without further ado, I'd like you all to give a warm welcome to our CEO and co-founder, Alan Mamedi.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. We're super excited to talk about the things we've been working on for the past few months here at Truecaller. And before getting into that, I want to talk about where it all began. So Nami and I, we started the company in 2009, and we had a problem we wanted to solve. We realized that the most used communication channel, the phone, is missing an identity that represents you. And we also realized that the only way to solve this is to gather people together to be a part of this journey. 8 years later, 250 million people around the world has joined Truecaller. And we're super thankful for that. And we're excited to be here today in India, which is our largest market. And one of the very common questions we get from people around the world is, how did we find India? So let me share a somewhat personal story. In June 2013, my daughter was born. It's my first child. And a close friend of mine called me, and he said, "Congrats, Alan, to the birth of your baby girl. You know what this means, right?" And I said, "I don't know, you tell me." He said, "The year of your daughter's birth will give you some unexpected luck." And I didn't think more about that. A few days later, the same week, Sequoia from India reached out to us. And they said they want to meet us. So we said, "Fine, come to Stockholm and meet us." So Shailesh and Lloyd flew over to Stockholm to meet us, and they were astonished by the amazing growth we had in India. And they asked us, "How often do you travel to India?" And Nami and I, we looked at each other and we looked at them and we said, "We've never been to India." And they were shocked. They said, "You must come to India." So they invited us to India. We flew over there 2 weeks later. And for the first time, we actually understood it. We understood the product impact that we have on millions of people every single day in their daily communication. And that was a turning point for us. Today, we're operating from Stockholm, Delhi, Bangalore, and Mumbai, and we consider India as our home. In fact, last year, we were the third most popular app in India, the third most downloaded and third most active app in India. We're so thankful for being a part of that opportunity, that growth that just continues. It's amazing. And when we look at the stats, Truecaller identifies more than 2.5 billion calls every month in India right now. And it just keeps growing. During peak time, we're actually identifying more than 200,000 calls per second. That's almost the population of Stockholm. Imagine that. And Truecaller also blocks and identifies more than 550 million spam calls per month in India. What's interesting is that on average, these calls are 40 seconds long. Now if you convert that to years, we're saving our users 700 years of talk time every month. It's pretty incredible. That's the impact we have. But last year we also understood and we learned that some of these calls are important. You might be expecting a call from the delivery guy to deliver the package. So we partner up with a bunch of companies here and we announce Truecaller Priority, where we make sure that when an important and personal and expected call is coming, we'll make sure it actually arrives. So today, we're creating trust amongst more than 115 million people in India in their daily communication. It's pretty incredible, and to be honest, we never thought that this would happen. But Truecaller is more than just a phone calling app. Last year, we announced Truecaller SDK, which enables it for developers to sign on and onboard their customers into their apps with their Truecaller account. And we have some of the most successful developers and tech startups in India using Truecaller SDK. And Priyam, he will talk more about our partnership program with the Truecaller SDK a bit later today. But before that, let's talk a bit about the product. Today, we're launching Truecaller 8, and we're moving from being a phone calling app to your full communication app. And we have the mission to create trust everywhere by making your communication safe and efficient. And to give you a sense for what we mean by trust and building a communication platform, I want to show you a short video.
Conversations. Billions of people engage in them every day. Each one is a story to be told. But without trust, those meaningful conversations would not exist. We put you in control to avoid all other distractions and cherish those moments together. More importantly, trust is about keeping you close to those who matter the most to you. So regardless of where you are and who you meet, we're going to help you build that trust. Because in the end, that's what we're all about. Stay ahead with Truecaller.
Awesome. So let's get into the product details. Some of the stuff that we're actually rolling out today. We redesigned the whole dialing experience, making sure that the contacts that you care about are quickly accessible, and the contacts that you don't care about saving are also accessible and searchable inside of Truecaller. We also improved our algorithms to keep it even safer. And we know that every day in India, people receive over 100 million unwanted text messages. And I know you recognize this. And we wanted to fix that. That's why Truecaller today will also support SMS messaging. We will make sure that all those messages that you don't care about will just go away. And we improve the experience to make sure it's even easier to text with friends. And for those messages you receive from numbers you don't have stored, you bet we'll identify them for you, like we do with the calling experience in Truecaller. But we didn't stop there. We wanted to build something new, something even better, and we wanted to solve a imagine you waiting for a friend to show up, but the person is not there, and you wonder if you're at the wrong location or if the person is stuck in traffic. Or when you just want to go for lunch with a colleague and all you want is just a quick answer, yes or no, do you want to join in lunch? Or just send an emotion to your loved ones. We wanted to build something that requires less talking and less tapping. That's why in Truecaller 8 we're announcing flash messaging. With a single tap on a contact, you can click on a predefined message to send a message to the person where he or she can quickly send back their location, an emoji, or a message back to you. And it just goes instantly. This is going to be super fun to play with, I can promise you that. And those moments when you wait for your friend to know where they are, just send a message and they will click and send their location back to you. It's pretty cool. And I just got one from my wife. She sent me a heart, giving me the best luck for the event. But we also wanted to build Truecaller 8 for everyone. From now, you can customize that the way you want it to be. We made sure it works on all dual SIM devices. Just looks great. So to summarize this, we redesigned the whole experience. You can do your calls, messages, flash messages from Truecaller. We'll keep you safe from those unwanted calls and messages. But we have even more amazing stuff coming up that we're going to announce today. Stuff that we've been working on together with some of our partners. And now I will tell you more about those things. But before that, I want to give the mic to Priyam, who's going to talk about our Truecaller SDK program. I want to welcome you up on stage, Priyam.
Thank you, Alan. So I am Priyam Bose, and today I am here to talk to you about our story with developers. Developers are at the centerpiece of Truecaller, what we do every day, every night. And we are part of the community. Truecaller's origin, Truecaller's evolution has happened from that very community. And it's obvious that while we are part of the very community, it always feels like that we give back something to that community, solve some of their problems day in, day out, and solve those pain points where we can leverage our learnings and leverage the Truecaller platform. And it's a journey, as we said with developers, it's a story, it's a journey, it builds up. And that's what we have gotten to that path with them. India, as you heard Alan talking about, our strong and long connect with India over the last 10 years. We have learned so much from India. We have launched and are going to launch today many of our initiatives as we go along in this session as an India First initiative. And hence, we have thankful and grateful. The developers who are here, we have learned from them, right? And we keep building it for other markets of ours from our learnings from developers. So TrueSDK, which is our first developer product, last year got launched out of Bangalore, India, to the global developer community. Right? And to me, in fact, the product use case, the product origin was born out of India. When a lot of developers came to us and talked to us that, hey, we are facing this problem, we have some friction in our user onboarding, our verification. Can Truecaller help us out? And that really made us thinking about this use case, validate that use case, check with our users, and launch this product. And today, TrueSDK has been a year long since its launch, being used by developers around the world. And it has been a fabulous journey for us so far. This is a quick flow of how TrueSDK works, right? You see, so there are multiple use cases which you can do with TrueSDK. You can do autofill, which minimizes the user's friction. It's a phone number-based identity solution, right? It's one tap. It's user consent-based. It's easy and quick to integrate. It's ultra-light, and it's free for developers. So this is one of the illustrations of the use case where it minimizes the user's manual intervention in different onboarding use cases in mobile services, whether it's a mobile app or a mobile web, and hence it makes the user's life easier. It also helps the businesses or the startups or the developers who are offering this. And I will take one step back to talk about a bit on the why part of the product. And before again we launch, in addition to the feedbacks we got from developers, so we thought about 5 rational points why we launched TrueSDK. One was obviously phone number as the primary identity in most of the emerging markets, including in India where we stand. It's so ubiquitous. We use it every day, every night, right? We use it in the offline world, we use it in the online world. We call a laundry guy, we call a doctor for an appointment, we call a taxi. It's that 10-digit number, it's that phone number. So that's the power and that's the identity. Second is, markets like India are mobile-driven market, mobile ecosystem. It's mobile services, mobile experiences, mobile smart devices, mobile network, so on and so forth. The third thing is the scale of Truecaller, the power of Truecaller, the identity, the trust we have been able to create over the last many years. The fourth point is the next X 100 million users. We don't know that. It could be 100 million, could be 200 million, it could be 500 million. But these users who are going to come online primarily through mobile as an interface, as a platform, will always relate to their phone number as an identity. But let us remember one thing. They may not relate to email as an identity. They may leapfrog that learning. And these were the key points which really made us validate and really convinced us to launch this TrueSDK product last year. We are in India, we are in Delhi today. These are some of the brands and startups and developers who are solving different problems of India in different ways. And these are some of the partners who are using TrueSDK for different use cases. It could be user onboarding, could be user verification, could be user checkout process as per their product lifecycle, and many such more. It's a diversified set of partners. You see, it's focusing across categories and different kind of problems each of them is solving. And now, today, we are delighted to announce to the world, the developer community, that TrueSDK becomes platform agnostic. We launched it on Android last year. We are on Android, but based on the feedbacks which our developers have been consistently giving us, we listened to them, we acted on them, and finally today, we are making TrueSDK available on the iOS platform as well as the web platforms. And we believe with this, it will enable the developers to offer a uniform experience across their platforms to their end users. Over the course of next few weeks, the developers will be seeing the rollout of this SDK on the iOS and the web platforms. And finally, as I said at the beginning, it's a journey with the developers. It's a collaboration. So as we collaborate with our developers, we offer a frictionless experience around the mobile identity platform of Truecaller. And we believe that the more we empower the developers, the more we empower our users. With that thought, thank you very much. And now I would like to invite Nami Zarringhalam, the CSO and co-founder of Truecaller.
Okay. Hi everyone. So, let's see here. All right. So today we're announcing 3 major partnerships, and these 3 partnerships are really important for especially dear to our hearts at Truecaller, because since inception, back in 2009, we've been committed to bringing trust, safety into your communication. Unfortunately, that experience has only been available to smartphone users, meaning that a good percentage of the population has actually not been able to experience this fantastic experience that Truecaller facilitates by giving you caller ID and spam detection. So today, we're announcing a partnership with Airtel to bring caller ID and spam protection even to feature phones. And you may ask, why is this important? In 2017, why is this important? Well, because 65% of the population of India still uses feature phones. So this will continue to be a big market, and the need is definitely there for, and we've heard our consumers say that they want this experience. So now I'd like to welcome up Mr. Raj from Airtel to tell us a bit more about this amazing experience that we're offering.
Good morning there. Airtel has been a pioneer at bringing innovative solutions to the Indian market. So I'm absolutely delighted to announce this partnership, which is a global first, where we're bringing in Truecaller to the feature phones. As you can see, now you no longer have stranger calls, even on feature phones, essentially making feature phones smarter, bringing in the smarter phone experience to the feature phone. We now know, Nami has already talked about it, and we know that 65% of the Indian market is feature phones. So given that, I encourage all the global developers, this should be an encouraging signal for you to start developing more to serve this underserved market. Thank you. Can I call on Nami?
So, the next partnership we're announcing is one with a company that is very like-minded. It's a partnership with Google, and it's in fact a follow-up to an announcement we made just last month, where we're partnering up with Google to bring innovation to the mobile ad space through programmatic and certain other things that we're doing to give advertisers more options and branding options to reach out to the consumers, and to give consumers a better personalized experience within Truecaller. But we didn't stop there. We also want to announce a product partnership that we're doing with Google. And this is specifically with the Google Duo application. Now, the reason we're doing this is actually because we listened to our users, and they told us Wi-Fi calling, 3G calling, and 4G calling, the data has gotten increasingly better in India. And they want to have a more engaging call experience. So they want to be able to do video calls straight out of their favorite diary. And so that's why we've chosen to partner with Google and the Duo application. But when we were considering to do video call, the one reason why we chose to partner with Google on this was actually because we heard of their commitment to bring high-quality image processing to low-quality bandwidth, so that you can enjoy a really nice video call even when the network quality may be congested or low. So I'd like to welcome up to the stage Justin, who has flown over here from Seattle to join us here today at stage for this event.
Thanks, Nami. It's amazing to be here today in India and to be talking to all of you. And I'm super excited to talk about the partnership we're doing between Duo and Truecaller. But first, I want to talk for a few minutes about Duo. We built Duo to be simple, fast, and reliable. We focused on simplicity and ease of use because there are billions of internet users out there, including hundreds of millions who are coming online for the first time. We want to make sure that all of them can have a fantastic video calling experience. So that's why we've made Duo phone number based, where you can sign up in just seconds and start a video call with just a single tap. We've also made Duo fast. The call starts quickly and connects quickly. And this enables our feature called Knock Knock, where you can see the video of who's calling you before you even answer the call. And last, as Nami mentioned, we're investing in reliability and high quality. Duo automatically adapts its bandwidth usage to the capacity of the network. And we're using the power of machine intelligence to get the very best quality out of the bandwidth that the network supports. We just announced last week a new voice calling feature where we've tuned out Duo's voice feature to work all the way down to 2G networks. So we guarantee a good experience no matter where you are. So altogether, we're making sure that Duo users can have a high-quality video call as easily as making a phone call. And we've seen strong momentum in great growth, especially in the US and India, our top two countries. So today we're announcing we're integrating Duo's great VoIP and video functionality right into Truecaller, where Truecaller's hundreds of millions of users will be able to make a high-quality video call just as easily as a phone call. And it's seamlessly integrated throughout the entire application. Let's see how this will work. Right from the contact screen, you can see this blue Duo icon, making it super visible and super easy to jump from the Truecaller app right into a Duo video call. It's super simple, just a single tap, you're in a video call. It's also integrated prominently throughout the rest of the application too. The call history, as well as the post-call screen. And finally, as was introduced today, the new messaging feature also has a call out to start a video call. So we're making the integration super seamless and really contributing to Truecaller being a universal communication application where you can make a phone call, send an SMS message, or start a high-quality voice or video call. So this will all be coming to both Android and iOS in the very near future, and we can't wait to put it in your hands. Thanks. Back to you, Nami.
For the last announcement, which is maybe our biggest announcement as well, we're also thinking about how we can take Truecaller to a platform. And as we've done that throughout 2016, what we realized was that by building products like Truecaller SDK, we partnered with some of the best developers in India before launch. And later in the year, we launched Truecaller Priority Program, where we partnered with some of the most known service companies in the country to make sure that you don't miss those important calls. But during this time, we also heard a lot of feedback from our users. And one of those common feedback points that came throughout 2016 was when people started to use Truecaller as their dialer. That's when they told us, how come I can't do my recharge right from the dialer application? It's a relevant question, we thought. Another very common one was, all my contacts are in Truecaller. I want to be able to do P2P transactions to my friends so that is the experience that we wanted to build. And as we were looking to solutions for this experience, this happened, demonetization. And we understood that then, that it's the perfect timing for us to enable this experience, even having the Indian government pushing for a digital economy, a cashless economy. And so, to further discuss this initiative, I want to welcome up our dear guest, Ms. Abonty Banerjee from ICICI Bank, who we've partnered up with for this speech.
Thanks a lot, Nami. And good afternoon, everyone. Delighted to be here and share with you the details of this platform. Just to give you a little bit of context, like Nami said, it's pretty much a given that digital transactions in India are really set to grow exponentially. If you look at, how they've been moving over years, this is how the picture looked like in 2005. Yeah. Where about 92% were all cash. In 2015, that moved to about 78% and 22% moved to digital. And it is now expected that in 2025, about 40% will move to digital. So, pretty much we feel that the foundation stones are all laid out. All of you know that India is now the second largest user of internet in the globe and has surpassed US this year. We know about the growth of smartphones here. We know that, like Nami mentioned, the government themselves are taking a huge initiative to actually push transactions and have actually set targets. We are supposed to do 2,500 crores of transactions digitally as a nation. So all of this really is a context. As a bank, we've always tried to, be at the forefront of mobility and pioneers in mobile banking. We've always adopted mobile banking and mobile first as a strategy in the last few years. And that has really borne fruit because we can see that about 70% of our transactions today happen through digital channels for ICICI Bank. Then again, in the payment space, we've tried to continually innovate and offer solutions to customers based their needs and segments. For instance, we were one of the first banks globally to offer touch and pay as a solution, which is a mobile-based solution at Bose, where you can actually pay without having a physical card. Again, we partnered with Visa to launch M-Visa. Closer home, we of course we worked very, very closely with NPCI, and we were one of the first banks to launch with NPCI the UPI platform, which you can use today to make seamless payments both on online and on offline space. And very, very recently, of course, there was a launch of Bharat QR, which is QR-based payments, which is a new for India. So as you can see, a lot of new platforms coming in. And the idea has always been that we offer everything and the customer chooses what makes sense for him. That's really been our strategy. And therefore, we're really happy to offer one more such platform today, which we are calling Truecaller Pay. And basically what this platform will do is give all Truecaller users the ability to seamlessly transfer money from within their application and the ability to do recharges and pay their mobile bills, exactly what the customer was looking for, like Nami told you. So, before I tell you about how this product will work, and that's really simple, let me spend a minute just telling you what are the things we had in mind when we developed it. The first thing, of course, is about scale, because we've always believed that you must be where the customers are. If you look at some of the earlier initiatives we've taken, bringing banking to social media, all of it was around being where the customer is. Truecaller today has an amazing reach and scale, and this will obviously provide exponential number of points for people to pay. Then again, when we design any product, and Justin talked about it earlier, simplicity is the key. Our experience tells us that as long as you make a product simple, customers really adopt it very, very fast, because customers are really looking for simplicity in their everyday transactions. So that's what we try to keep in mind when we make this, and we show you that it's just 2 or 3 simple steps and your payments are done. And last of all, of course, and very importantly, Security is of utmost concern to us as a bank, and all products and platforms that we offer, we offer the best possible security. All transactions happen on the secure server of the bank. We have multiple points of authentication and of course multiple steps of authentication as guided by regulators. So we're really happy to tell you about this product. It's very, very simple how you make a payment. So you simply need to go into the payment section of the new Truecaller app. You enter the recipient number, the amount you want to pay, and you just click on pay, and that's it. You have to enter the PIN which you set up one time, and you're done. So, while this looks very, very simple, the reason why it's so simple is that we have a very, very good interoperable platform today in the form of UPI. And I think, frankly, globally, there are very few platforms for interoperable payments like we have in India today, right? Like IMPS, UPI, and so on. So because we have these platforms, we are now able to seamlessly design payment transactions like these. Right? So really happy to make this announcement, and we are sure that customers will really like this and use it for their everyday transactions. Thank you very much.
All right. So for some final closing words, I'd like to welcome up Alan as well.
Thank you everyone for joining today. We're super happy to be here, and we're looking forward to roll this out today so that you can start transferring money, sending flash messages, making phone calls from Truecaller. It's just amazing. We want to thank our users, our ambassadors, our partners, but most importantly, the team at Truecaller who made this possible. Let's give them an applause. They're not here, but they're here. Some of them. Now we would like to invite our dear partners up on stage. Thank you very much for making this possible. Justin,